Hartley Pension Update, 27th November 2023. There have been several communications in the last week from UHY, the joint administrators, and from FS Legal, and this information is based on our understanding of the situation on the 27th November 2023. Please be mindful that we are not insolvency practitioners or pension scheme trustees and have not sought formal legal advice. The objective here is to be informative and to provide as much comfort as possible to members in as timely a manner as possible. Earlier in 2023, UHY identified 6 Hartley SIP members to act as an informal committee, and UHY would now like the 6 members to become representative respondents, with their main purpose to agree an exit and administration fee with UHY to apply to all of the Hartley SIP members, allowing an orderly exit to new trustees and the wind-up of Hartley. The court is required to formally appoint the representative respondents, and UHY would like this to happen in early December. For the representative respondents to agree an exit and administration fee, the judge is likely to insist they obtain legal advice. FS Legal are already familiar with the Hartley issue and are willing to represent the representative respondents. However, funding is required to pay for FS Legal, as funding cannot come from the Hartley SIPs without first making an application through the courts, which would take time. Hence, FS Legal have written to Hartley SIP members asking for a contribution of at least £120. As it stands today, UHY are not permitted to access SIP member funds for any purpose other than providing pension benefits to members. If the representative respondents obtain legal representation, agree a charging deal with UHY, and the judge also agrees it's reasonable, the Hartley SIP terms and conditions can be altered to allow UHY to apply the agreed charges to the SIPs. Assets of Hartley and income from current SIP fees may soon be insufficient for UHY to maintain the business as a going concern. The result may then be liquidation. We believe the desired outcome is for the representative respondents to obtain legal representation and agree an acceptable deal with UHY regarding UHY fees and costs of transferring away, fees which are then deducted from the pensions. For those clients who have an IFGL white-labelled SIP with Hartley, holding their investments with RL360 or RDAN, this could be a bulk transfer to the IFGL SIP, with underlying investment vehicles also being transferred. For the trireme cases, there may also be an option of a transfer to IFGL pensions. We don't believe this is an absolute certainty, even if the representative respondents obtain funding for legal representation, because it is possible UHY's terms may be unacceptable to the representative respondents and/or the judge to consider appropriate. Should Hartley Pensions Limited go into liquidation, Hartley Pensions Limited cease to exist as an entity and the Hartley SIPs no longer have an administrator. We believe the FCA, HMRC and perhaps the Financial Services Compensation Scheme may provide a framework for the appointment of a new SIP administrator. For IFGL white-labelled and trireme schemes, this could mean an orderly transition to IFGL pensions or a similar viable SIP. A fear has been raised that liquidation may result in forced distribution of pension assets to SIP members, resulting in a tax charge of at least 40%. It's our strong belief that this is not a likely scenario, and the FCA and HMRC will not see this as desirable. It is at least theoretically possible no other SIP provider would take on the Hartley SIPs, possibly resulting in HMRC deregistering the SIP and the funds being distributed to members. This would result in HMRC having to apply the tax charge. However, for SIPs holding standard assets, it's far more likely a transition to a new provider will happen, and this should be the case for all our clients. On a separate legal matter, for clients with an IFGL white-labelled SIP, the contract terms allow IFGL to transfer to a new SIP provider at a fixed fee of £250 per member. IFGL have informed UHY they intend to make an application to the courts for the rights under those agreements to be upheld and for members to be moved to a new SIP provider. IFGL are continuing to engage with UHY on this matter. As always, we will continue to provide updates when more information is released. If you wish to discuss this further, please do get in touch with your advisor.